This is going to be an impromptu video, so don't hold it against me. But Monday, we got some news just a little bit ago, and wanted to put a video together talk about this story in regards to Wix and some others that came out since Friday. But first, let me just make sure that everyone does know on August 14th, we're holding our next networking event. So if you haven't already got tickets, it's in the Fort Lauderdale area, Thursday, August 14th at 6:30 p.m. at a place called CT Cantina. Drinks, food, and a number of different companies that you want to meet. Check out the events page. You'll see all of our sponsors, included banks, collections companies, funders, obviously, data providers, you name it. They will be there, and you should too. All right, so check out the events tab. But let's get to the story. Really, Wix is, to full disclosure, my platform, Funder Intel, is on Wix. So this is kind of a even closer to a personal or business story for myself in the sense that I'm on the Wix platform and now they've gotten into directly offering working capital in the form of MCAs, which is according to a PR release that came out today. Now, I will mention, this day and age, we got to talk about when we were talking about things and they end up coming into fruition. So I spoke and wrote about several times, really since 2023, if not even before, about Wix. Why aren't they offering working capital? Like, why wouldn't they, with the millions, I don't know the exact number, of small businesses they have on their platform as a website builder, and they're growing and they've added a ton of information. Wix now is totally night and day than Wix 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's a really amazing platform, not even just for beginners anymore. They have a professional website builder, but they've announced, and let me just share my screen here and then we'll go over it. So first, let me go back to what I said as just to kind of show you the receipts, right? I said right here back when, so initially I talked about Square. They acquired Weebly, another website builder. This story was in regards to Novo and Squarespace, which is a domain holding company and also a website builder. Novo partnered with Squarespace back in December 23. I wrote about it and I said, hey, this is part of a trend. It's surprising that others like Wix and GoDaddy haven't also made some similar direct partnerships or acquisitions. So there you go. And I know I've posted about it probably on LinkedIn and written about it. I've certainly talked about it. Why, when you have so many millions of small businesses, would you not at least connect them with financing? It's a no-brainer. And honestly, I think they're behind the eight ball here, but better late than never. And then as I was searching around, and let me just show you the PR release. So here it is. Um, Wix launches financial services suite to power business growth. They are also offering a checking account. Okay, so now your full business can be operated through Wix. Well, most of it anyway, because they do have a lot of different apps and everything. But now you get checking and working capital, the finance options. Um, so here it is, an MCA service designed to help businesses with addressing cash flow gaps, right? They just talk about why and so forth. They certainly don't talk about the cost of the financing, right? So how much the factor rate's going to be. But, I would imagine it's going to be reasonable, right? These bigger platforms that have massive amounts of money. This is a publicly traded company, right? So they're on the NASDAQ under Wix. And we should check out what their stock is doing today. Let's see if we can. But the main thing here is that now we have a bigger picture. And let me go over to um, make sure you can see. So GoDaddy, again, I said it back in 2023. Why wouldn't GoDaddy and Wix have this? GoDaddy actually has a MCA program in place. They are working with ULend and Pipe. Pipe is a big time player in the embedded lending, embedded finance space, and ULend as well. So not surprising, right? They figured this out, and they, with the amount of small businesses they have on their platform going through them, that they would offer financing. So what this really means, right, in the big scope of things, is that another partnership, right? And let me see. Today, just see for the day, Wix is up 2% today. So that 131.74, they're up to $2.79 as of 3:15 on Monday, August 4th. So on Friday, so another bit of news, and actually major news, QuickBooks partnered with iBusiness Funding to offer SBA loans through QuickBooks. Okay, so through the QuickBooks platform, if you're on their platform now as a business owner, you're going to be able to at some point apply for a SBA loan. They may give you notification that you're eligible due to your history, your accounting history, and so forth and so on. So another embedded lending product. Okay, the two partners or two companies that partnered up to now hopefully streamline the process for small business owners or for business owners to make it faster. iBusiness Funding, who acquired Funding Circle, I believe that was last year, has become a major player in the SBA loan space. They are owned by Ready Capital, a publicly traded company. And so their whole goal is to make SBA loans faster, the whole beginning to the end, right? They have a whole software that can be licensed out or used, however they word it, by other companies, banks, lenders. And knowing kind of one of the main people over there, they will reach their goals. Like they are big on making, because it is a daunting thing when you're a business owner and trying to apply for an SBA loan, it becomes daunting and you have to have the right people to work with you in order to make that less so. But this is a major announcement. I mean, again, embedded lending, and let's talk about now the overall bigger picture. So you have SBA loans now being available in QuickBooks or soon enough. You have another major website builder offering embedded working capital, embedded lending in their platform. So in the form of MCAs or revenue-based financing. Interesting that they do call it merchant cash advance in their press release. Okay, so they call it MCA. Um, and so the bigger picture is this, right? So you have kind of top of the line uh, financing as far as better quality, lower cost, lower fees, and so forth, and maybe even faster in some ways. Um, there are those bigger players, right? There's the Wix, the PayPal, the Stripe, the Shopify. And then when you talk about like alternative to bank lenders on deck or whatever the top tier lenders, funders are, there going to be those. And you have line of credit providers and term loans, and they're all like the better quality, 700, 720 above personal credit scores, business, very good industries and so forth, that whatever makes a good deal. And then tiers from there, like maybe a tier below that, another middle tier, and then you get into the lower tiers of subprime. There is always going to be a space in the subprime level, meaning like, companies that will just barely be able to get credit or financing. But that's being squeezed more and more because some of these online companies, these companies that have websites on Wix or PayPal or Stripe or Shopify, weren't going to be able to get financing through anyone else unless they had their processing data, their accounting data. Now, QuickBooks takes some of that. So QuickBooks Capital is offering, working capital in the form of term loans and MCAs as well. That makes origination tougher. Okay, one, as far as if you already have that offering in your dashboard, in Stripe, in QuickBooks, in your Wix platform, you get an offer, or at least the application to apply or finish applying for an SBA loan, for an MCA, whatever it is. That's way quicker to see at least what they're offering. It may not be right for you, may not even get approved, and then you can go elsewhere, go to a broker, go to whoever's calling you or emailing your phone all day. That makes it more difficult. And so you're taking parts of the process, and it may just be small, but it adds up. It's been adding up for the last 5 to 7 years. These companies are taking market share, taking deals, so it just becomes more difficult. That means that everyone else has to step up their game as far as being more tech savvy, being more creative in originating deals, being in front of the customer at different points of the ecosystem of their operations. So in the embedded lending process or embedded lending, you have now in your accounting software, in your website builder, in your payment processor, and whatever else there is. It could be the next thing could be, I don't know, legal or something else. AI may be able to do it for you. Go out and seek as a business owner, seek capital. So where are you going to be as a broker? as a funder on the smaller end of things or higher costs of capital or higher factor rates, term loans or lines of credit. All these things are coming into um, are being challenged right now with another major partnership like this, or actually offering directly through Wix, a partnership in the sense of QuickBooks and iBusiness funding. And then, you look at the stats. I don't have the stats in front of me. Again, this is an impromptu video. I do publish many stats throughout the week and also in our weekly newsletter, The Funding Curve. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you do. We send it out on Thursdays. We have a section for business stats. So any new reports that come out where, as far as business owners' confidence in how they can get financing or credit, and they still are applying for business credit cards most of the time. They're using a lot of small business owners, according to a recent payment intelligence survey, was that they're still using personal credit more so than and personal credit cards more so than business credit or other financing. So these are major things that people are trying to address. Is becoming um, it's becoming more accessible for credit, and that's why you see these companies go into embedded lending. When you have more data, right? Now Wix has the payments data, same thing as Shopify, same thing as Stripe and PayPal. They have that data. It's easier for them to offer what may be a higher risk customer if you don't have that data to that customer, to that small business owner. That I think about sums it up. I mean, your tech stack, your partnerships, your development of um, finding the customer at different points in the ecosystem in their operations. Where are you going to be able to originate the deals the most? And for these companies, these website builders, payment processors, accounting software, all the above, they're pushing the envelope. They're making it easier for business owners to get capital. And that's a good thing. That's the win that everyone really wants for business owners. Now it's a matter of you, whatever side you're on, broker, funder, software provider, fintech, whatever it is, how do you fit in? How do you grow? How do you, find your niche in this new evolving market? That's it for this video. Lastly, again, just to mention, August 14th is our mixer, so get the tickets. If you haven't already got them. Be some other events that we're planning on, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any comments, drop them below. We'll happy to even read them on the next video. If you have anything else you want to talk about with your company, message us. Be happy to possibly even get you on a video with me. And I was looking forward to bringing your stories to light out there. All right. Until next time, again, my name is Shane Mohabir, President and founder of Funder Intel. Thanks.